Imagine an organization whose agents can operate across the world without wearing a uniform, without announcing their presence, and sometimes without revealing who they really work for. An organization involved in espionage, covert operations, intelligence gathering, and some of the most controversial moments of modern history. Its name is the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. For decades, the CIA has existed behind a wall of secrecy. Some of its missions remain classified even today. But how did this powerful intelligence agency begin? And what secrets shaped its history? This is the secret history of the CIA. To understand the CIA, we have to go back to the chaos of World War II. During the war, the United States realized something important. Information could be just as powerful as weapons. American intelligence organizations were collecting information from enemy countries, analyzing military movements, and helping decision-makers understand what was happening around the world. One important organization was the Office of Strategic Services, or OSS. The OSS conducted espionage and special operations during World War II. When the war ended in 1945, the OSS was dissolved, but the need for intelligence did not disappear. Instead, the world was entering a new conflict, the Cold War. And in 1947, U.S. President Harry Truman signed the National Security Act. The legislation created a new organization, the Central Intelligence Agency. Its mission was to collect and analyze intelligence and provide information to American leaders. But unlike the military, the CIA was designed to operate largely in the shadows. The Cold War transformed the CIA. The United States and the Soviet Union were not fighting each other directly on a massive battlefield. Instead, they competed through intelligence, influence, technology, diplomacy, and secret operations. The CIA became one of Washington's most important tools in this struggle. Its officers gathered information about Soviet military capabilities, political decisions, and international activities. But intelligence gathering was only one part of the story. The agency also became involved in covert political operations around the world. In some countries, the CIA supported political groups it believed could counter communist influence. In others, it worked to weaken governments or movements considered threats to U.S. interests. These operations were often hidden from the public. And that secrecy created a powerful question. How much power should an intelligence agency have when ordinary citizens cannot see what it is doing? That question would become one of the biggest controversies in CIA history. During the 1950s, the CIA became associated with two major covert operations. The first was in Iran. In 1953, a CIA-backed operation helped overthrow Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh after a political crisis involving Iran's oil industry and its relationship with Britain and the United States. The Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, strengthened his position afterward. For years, the operation remained secret, but its legacy continued long after the event itself. Critics argued that American intervention had interfered with Iranian democracy and contributed to long-term resentment toward the United States. Then came Guatemala. In 1954, the CIA supported an operation against the government of President Jacobo Arbenz. The operation helped force Arbenz from power. American officials argued that Arbenz's government posed a communist threat. Critics, however, pointed to the interests of powerful corporations and argued that economic and geopolitical concerns played a major role. These events demonstrated something important. CIA operations could change the political direction of entire countries. But they could also create consequences that lasted for generations. Perhaps one of the CIA's most famous failures came in Cuba. After Fidel Castro came to power, tensions between Cuba and the United States increased rapidly. The CIA helped organize and train Cuban exiles for an invasion intended to remove Castro from power. In April 1961, the invasion began at the Bay of Pigs, but the operation quickly collapsed. The invading force was defeated. The failure embarrassed the Kennedy administration and strengthened Castro's position. It also demonstrated the enormous risks of secret operations. A plan designed to change the government of Cuba had instead made Castro's government more secure. And the consequences did not end there. The confrontation between Cuba and the United States continued to intensify, eventually becoming connected to the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. For the CIA, the Bay of Pigs became a lesson in the dangers of intelligence failures, assumptions, and covert action. As the Cold War continued, the CIA became increasingly involved in Southeast Asia. Vietnam became one of the most complicated conflicts of the era. The agency conducted intelligence operations and supported covert programs connected to the wider American war effort. One controversial program was Phoenix, which aimed to identify and neutralize members of the Communist Viet Cong infrastructure. The program became highly controversial because of allegations involving torture, arbitrary detention, and killings. Vietnam raised difficult questions about the limits of intelligence operations. When an agency works in secret during wartime, who watches its actions? Who investigates mistakes? And what happens when the pursuit of national security conflicts with human rights? These questions would eventually lead to major investigations of the CIA itself. In the 1970s, the secrecy surrounding the CIA began to crack. Congress launched investigations into intelligence activities. One of the most important was the Church Committee, led by Senator Frank Church. The committee investigated alleged abuses by U.S. intelligence agencies. Its findings revealed controversial activities, including assassination plots against foreign leaders, surveillance operations, and other covert activities. The revelations shocked many Americans.
For the first time, the public was seeing how powerful intelligence organizations could operate beyond ordinary public scrutiny. The investigations led to new oversight mechanisms and restrictions designed to prevent abuses. But the basic tension remained. A democracy needs intelligence to protect itself, yet intelligence organizations depend on secrecy. And secrecy can make accountability extremely difficult. After the Cold War ended, many people wondered whether organizations like the CIA would still be necessary. The answer became clear on September 11, 2001. The terrorist attacks transformed American intelligence priorities. The CIA became deeply involved in the global fight against Al-Qaeda and other terrorist organizations. It expanded intelligence operations, worked with foreign governments, and became involved in controversial detention and interrogation programs. Some of these programs later became the subject of intense public debate and government investigations. At the same time, the agency adapted to a rapidly changing world. Cybersecurity, terrorism, China, Russia, artificial intelligence, satellite technology, and global political instability created a new intelligence landscape. But behind all of this technology, one fundamental question remains. How much should the public know about an organization whose effectiveness often depends on secrecy? Inside secure government facilities, intelligence officers continue to work behind closed doors. Some files become public after decades. Others remain classified, and some operations may never be fully understood. The history of the CIA is therefore not simply a story of heroes or villains. It is a story about power. It is a story about secrecy. It is a story about decisions made in rooms the public may never see. Some CIA operations arguably helped protect American interests. Others remain controversial decades later. And many questions are still unanswered because some intelligence records remain classified. Perhaps that is the most fascinating part of the CIA. We know a great deal about its history, but we still don't know everything. Behind the headlines, behind the documents, and behind the closed doors, there are stories that may remain secret for generations. The CIA was created in a world shaped by war. It grew during the Cold War. It became involved in conflicts and political struggles across the globe. It survived public investigations, political controversy, and the collapse of its original enemy. And today, it operates in a world where information itself has become one of the most powerful weapons. The technology may have changed, the threats may have changed, but the fundamental mission remains the same: to discover what others are planning before it is too late. And perhaps that is why the CIA continues to fascinate the world. Because when an organization is built around secrets, the most interesting stories may be the ones we still haven't heard. This is the history of the CIA, and its secrets are far from over.